tiny dancer. Today, I will analyze areas for improvement among students in this class's simulated dance exam. This student needs to lose weight. You can see the supporting leg's knee is loose and bent instead of fully locked and grounded firmly. The upper body leans slightly forward. When lifting the leg backward, lift your chest appropriately. Do not hunch forward to raise the hind leg higher, as this ruins the aesthetic of an upright torso. For a standard standing backbend, keep knees fully extended first and fold only via the lumbar and thoracic spine. Bending knees reduces the effectiveness of lumbar training and leads to habitual compensatory movement over time. Meanwhile, straighten your arms further when placing hands on the ground and avoid excessive shoulder shrugging. During several split jumps, the torso lacks firmness and the core is not braced midair with minor upper body leaning. While jumping, elongate the crown of your head upward and engage your lower back tightly, keeping your torso rigid like a vertical pole while only moving your lower limbs for the split. This student boasts excellent body proportions. When lifting the leg overhead and wrapping your arms around the leg, your shoulders hunch upward slightly. Relax your trapezius muscles and use downward retraction of the shoulder blades to wrap around the leg. The feet are spaced too wide during the supported backbend, and knee bending is used for leverage to achieve deeper backbend amplitude. Prioritize tensing thigh muscles and straightening knees during training, completing the bend solely through flexion of the lumbar and thoracic spine. Knee flexion diminishes active lumbar muscle engagement. It is recommended to practice shallow backbends with narrow foot placement and straight knees before gradually deepening the arch. This dancer possesses outstanding innate flexibility paired with solid daily training fundamentals. Most movement frameworks are standard and correct. With refinement of choreographic details, correction of minor compensatory habits, and improved static strength in the core and upper limbs, the polish and stability of all technical skills will become outstanding. This student has fundamentally sound basic skills overall. This student is slightly overweight. Their standard body weight corresponding to height is 44 kilograms, so moderate weight loss is required. Shoulders mildly elevate and trapezius muscles tense when wrapping arms around the leg during rear leg lifts. Intentionally depress your shoulders and engage back muscles during practice instead of pulling the leg with shoulder force. Additionally, refrain from overarching your hips to elongate your lower back. Rely on natural expansion of the thoracic lumbar region instead. The spine forms a full, smooth circular arch with complete expansion of both thoracic and lumbar sections, and hands can steadily grasp the feet. Excellent spinal extensibility demonstrates robust flexibility along the entire posterior chain spanning shoulders, chest, waist, and hip flexors. The legs form a perfect vertical split mid-air with fully extended knees and pointed feet throughout the movement. Sufficient lift height, upright torso without lumbar collapse, adequate takeoff power, and stable airborne posture. The hind leg lifts precisely with graceful airborne posture. Arm placements are standard and open, the torso remains upright mid-flight, resulting in pleasing dance aesthetics. This dancer is gifted with natural suppleness and meets all criteria for fundamental movement frameworks. Deficiencies are limited to stylistic details, muscular control, and force application patterns. This student is at an average proficiency level. Impressive hind leg turnout and straight leg alignment paired with ample hip flexibility. The thoracic spine naturally opens backward with no bending along the hind leg and fluid posterior back lines. Posterior chain flexibility ranks among the upper tier for peers of the same age group. This dancer can effortlessly form a complete arched back in standard backbends with full extension of the thoracic and lumbar spine, and can seamlessly transition from standing backbends to one-arm ground vertical split backbends. Strong passive lumbar flexibility and spinal folding capability reflect a solid foundation in waist mobility. Adequate lift height for jumping hind legs, upright torso without lumbar collapse midair, elegant high arm placement, and proper leg turnout with no obvious distortion to movement frameworks, establishing basic aesthetic quality for dance jumps. However, core engagement is insufficient during flight, and knees lack cushioning flexion upon landing. The student maintains proper head and neck alignment while standing with conscious chin retraction, shoulder depression, and abdominal bracing, free of bad habits such as rounded shoulders, collapsed lumbar, or protruding hips, resulting in clean and neat overall posture. Blessed with favorable innate limb conditions and natural flexibility, this student only needs to shore up muscular control deficits and fix compensatory force habits to drastically elevate technical execution quality and stage expressiveness. The dancer is well suited for further development toward dance college admissions exams and formal graded examinations. This student maintains ideal physical posture. Keep up the good work. The supporting leg is fully locked straight with neutral pelvic alignment free of hip hiking. The gesture leg lifts to an ideal height with perfectly pointed insteps. The torso stays upright alongside standard arm positioning, delivering stable static leg holds with clean foundational leg and torso mechanics. Stunning hind leg turnout and thoracic opening paired with fluid, elongated leg lines and ample passive flexibility for strong visual appeal. That said, the dancer relies on manual traction of the instep to sustain leg height during rear lifts, accompanied by elevated shoulders and tense trapezius muscles. Chronic reliance on arm traction prevents hip muscle training and leads to immediate leg drop once hand support is removed. The back bend forms a full rounded lumbar arch with full thoracic and lumbar extension and strong spinal folding capacity, meeting all baseline flexibility requirements for the waist. Elongated neck free of habitual chest collapse or neck retraction during standing and takeoff movements, with relaxed shoulder neck posture and natural facial management for superior on-camera presentation. Visually attractive airborne positioning, yet core tension is subpar during flight, and knees lack shock absorption on landing, which raises risks of knee and ankle injuries with prolonged training. Slight inward rotation of the hind hip with insufficient external hip turnout, compromising movement standardization. This can be improved by consciously stabilizing pelvic alignment and practicing external hip rotation during floor-based hind leg stretches. This student possesses excellent physical appearance, limb lines and natural flexibility alongside compelling jumping expressiveness. Reinforcing muscular strength and eliminating compensatory leverage habits will greatly boost technical proficiency and stage performance, leaving ample room for improvement for both graded tests and college entrance auditions. This student maintains a healthy body weight. Continue sustaining this physique. Knees remain fully locked throughout front and rear splits with fully pointed feet and proper ankle turnout, showcasing innate aptitude for joint mobility. Marked shoulder elevation and trapezius tightness when grasping the instep compresses necklines and stiffens upper body posture. The pelvis tilts slightly forward instead of maintaining a neutral vertical position. The dancer achieves leg height via passive spinal hyperextension rather than active contraction of gluteal and hamstring muscles. Excessive knee flexion prevents upright weight bearing on straight legs. Mild elbow flexion disperses support force, while extreme neck hyperextension during backbends overloads cervical vertebrae with inadequate thoracic expansion. The torso lacks rigidity and caves inward mid-air due to poor core bracing. Arm placements are unregulated without standardized ballet porte de bras, resulting in weak limb coordination. Legs lack external hip rotation, forming a flat linear split instead of the externally rotated split mandated in formal ballet technique. Minor flexion persists in the supporting knee during flight, compromising clean leg lines alongside inadequate core control mid-air. This student must correct lumbar compensatory leg lifting and shoulder shrugging habits, standardize pelvic posture, strengthen core, hip, thigh and ankle musculature, and improve aerial control for all jumping movements. Final refinement should target the aesthetic quality of arm placements and limb lines. This student is significantly overweight and needs to lose a minimum of 13 kilograms. Despite failing the movement on the first attempt, both knees stay fully locked with actively pointed feet and proper ankle turnout, demonstrating strong innate lower body flexibility and acceptable lift height. Excessively bent knees prohibit upright weight-bearing. Elbow flexion disperses supporting force, while extreme forward neck flexion compresses cervical tissue with insufficient thoracic opening. The pose relies purely on passive soft tissue stretch rather than active spinal cord stabilization. Loose core and lumbar collapse midair with unfixed torso shaping. Disorganized arm positioning lacking formal ballet hand shapes and insufficient hip external rotation create flat leg separation rather than standardized externally rotated splits. Mild bending in the supporting knee during flight mars clean leg definition. The hind leg lacks hip turnout with excessive backward thoracic arching paired with weak posterior back control, leading to compromised balance upon landing. Rectify compensatory lumbar leg lifting, shoulder shrugging, and pelvic misalignment issues. Build strength for the core, hips, thighs, and ankles to fix aerial control deficiencies for all jumps. Polish hand positioning, limb contour, and overall bodily aesthetic refinement. Upright torso with neutral pelvic alignment free of hip hiking, yet over forceful gripping of the leg elevates shoulders slightly with insufficient vertical elongation of the neck and tense, constrained upper leg lines. The dancer attains leg height through passive lumbar hyperextension alongside mild pelvic tilt, with excessive passive spinal bending and insufficient active engagement of gluteal and hamstring muscles. Sustained practice with this pattern risks lumbar strain and rib flaring during backward spinal extension. While lumbar flexibility meets required standards, excessive knee flexion eliminates upright weight bearing alongside elbow bending that disperses support stress. Excessive forward neck flexion compresses cervical vertebrae with incomplete thoracic expansion. The pose is sustained only via soft tissue traction with weak active stabilization of the spinal core, elevating lumbar injury risks. Adequate leg turnout and pointed feet mid-air, yet insufficient core bracing creates mild lumbar collapse. Arm formations lack standardization and hip external rotation is inadequate, resulting in flat leg separation instead of the externally rotated split required in ballet aesthetics. Weak structural integrity in the supporting leg during flight paired with inadequate hind leg hip turnout and overextended backward thoracic arching limited posterior back control, easily triggering balance instability at landing. This student possesses top-tier flexibility with adequate turnout for front and rear leg lifts, permanently locked knees and pointed feet, exceptional lumbar mobility for back bends, considerable lift height for grand jetés and reverse crown kicks, and stable static standing poses. Superior physical flexibility creates ideal foundational conditions for dance college admissions examinations. Over-tight wrapping of arms around the calves creates obvious shoulder elevation, rounded chest and lowered head with forward torso curvature. It destroys upright alignment. Leg height is maintained purely through arm traction with inadequate active muscular elevation of the gesture leg. Minor lateral pelvic tilt induces compensatory spinal lateral flexion to accommodate leg turnout. Extended arm lines appear rigid alongside shoulder elevation and absent vertical neck elongation, resulting in constrained and inelegant overall posture. Severely flexed knees reduce movement difficulty through leverage. Elbow flexion bears excessive mechanical load with incomplete thoracic opening. The pose is shaped solely via passive spinal soft tissue traction without active bracing of spinal and lumbar musculature, greatly increasing lumbar compressive stress. Loose core with slight forward torso lean and lumbar collapse midair. Absent standardized hip external rotation yields flat leg separation rather than formal ballet split positioning. Sloppy raised hand formations detract from choreographic visual appeal. Instructor in class comments. Student performance was inconsistent across the cohort in this assessment. Postural stance improved for some learners, yet many underperformed due to psychological factors. Widespread issues include poor bodily alignment and awkward walking or standing carriage. Flexibility metrics improved for most participants with gains in anterior, lateral and posterior suppleness alongside enhanced leg strength. Nevertheless, lumbar strength remains a collective weakness among the class. Common technical flaws include bent knees, unstable knee weight bearing, unsteady footwork and poor movement stability. Several students exhibited regressed spinning proficiency and flawed front handspring mechanics. Only a small number of learners demonstrated exceptional breath control throughout sequences. Breath remained steady without excessive audible panting during full movement sequences. Most students delivered improved repertoire execution compared to the previous week, though pervasive shortcomings persist. Many learners lack confidence during repertoire performance and appear constrained and awkward on stage. Students struggle to embody their performance character identity. Some rely purely on muscle memory to execute choreography with weak memorization of rehearsed repertoire content, lacking initiative to consult instructors for granular refinement of dance pieces with muted emotional delivery and insufficient artistic impact. Mental vigor improved marginally for certain students, yet the entire cohort demonstrates weak camera awareness, excessive staring at mirrors, deficient expressive presence on camera and inadequate on-stage vitality. Regarding learning attitudes and independent practice habits, the majority maintain acceptable engagement levels, while individual students display dismissive and apathetic attitudes toward assessments. Many fail to engage in autonomous at-home practice, preventing sustained improvement in dance proficiency. Conversely, several students delivered strong comprehensive performances with only minor residual details requiring targeted correction.
就是你现在有考试的状态了，你领导的状态，因为可能前面是可心，所以就是对比一下你的状态比他好很多。然后你的剧目比以前有进步，镜头感老师说，就是你一直在照镜子，下次测试照测试搁后边，搁5点，我看你还照镜子。然后你的前翘啊，脚着头，大腿速度快一点，不要往前出。就你的右脚落地的时候是挠头，左脚是往外打的，所以你这个还需要再去练。然后剧目的这个延伸呀，包括轻重缓急这一块出来了，所以你自己在旁边练是不是白练？我都说你扒剧目，其实是比老师做这个效果要更强。你看我口语的有口水，知道这个怎么打法，然后再加上这个原剧目原跳这个一块状态。然后是康清河，名字 以说我的精度跟那都是中性。咱现在考试测试的时候不是按教师经验为中心，那能听懂我的意思吗？因为可能考场沿环境比较大，人不一定考上那个，能明白吗？所以你在找精度的时候，摄像头在你的中心，那是有这方面判断的，而不是说这个我精度上面这个有还是背了的比较标准。今天态度不好的是哪一种？你来测试就相当于是考试，你还得有考试。你从进来的时候，上去搬腿，你腿软不软最好的东西，觉得自己考。前头往砸的今年别人最不好的是军模跳的还行。但是态度上需要去提高，上一周评这周继续评判性你不是因为你不好，你问林子老师，你可不是因为你动作不好或者技巧那不好，是不是？你是你态度有问题，你就么说呀，反正小测试了无所谓，态度必须有那种，起码你得有严谨性吧，得有紧张感吧。人在紧张的时候，你跟秦景怡都有紧张感，所以他离得可直。杨子怡，整体还可以，军目比上周强，转思维转平转，平转飘，思维转不稳。上周的思维转还是4圈，这周2圈，还2圈还这样反的。平转从那头到这头，一共就10几个，磕巴巴记起了。自己应该心里有数，所以说接下来你需要去加强哪方面练习，你自己心里有数。冯莹莹腿比以前有些多，腰依然很差，然后还有技巧类的，大跳到现在还不开，你腿都开了，大跳还不会开，是你自己的问题啊，你自己要想好。然后军目自己下去抓紧时间练，老师扣我那都是抓紧时间练。你接下来他的几乎扣1标了，你是重中之重，赶紧去自己主动找那个老师，不要让老师去看你。陆毅今天也不做太多评价了，说是你的军目，你军目还是不够自信，就是感觉你跳舞还会尴尬不自信，就是跳着跳着自己觉得哇塞我好尴尬呀，真的是。咬咬嘴唇，眼往地板上看一些。你在表演要起来了，你是在演出呀，就像说出来话，你是一个演员，而不是说的你就是我就是一个旁观者，我看着你尴尬，我伸个舌头，眼往下眼行一行，你就是再尴尬，你也要做出不尴尬的状态。王莹，整体来说，其实你看挺好的，但是你状态。就是可能你是最后一个给他我弄了一个奖，你到这你懵逼了，你上去你前提都不知道咋办，是不是？啊，前提空完都落下来了，准备起腿搬胖腿，这也怪少见，成天练的东西。关键你紧张，你状态不好，咱也不必，也大可不必说嘞啊，前腿搬完落下来再起腿搬胖腿吧，这有点你就是肌肉记忆也不应该这个，对不对？你可以迷方向，但是这种致命的错误。所以说这都是有时候占最后一个未必是好事，但是你得克服这个状态，你不能说的啊我最后一个完蛋了，那我都不好了。其实你细想想，你要是准最后一个的话，你能准备着当冲刺，是不是？你能前面人出来了以后，你能跟人关系，你可以问问哪个比较友善，你可以问问里边的环境呀，地板滑不滑呀，是不是？但是也不要那傻白甜谁都问啊。好，所以说整个这周的状态会比上一周稍微好一点，大的问题没有那么多，上周大的问题还是。然后期待下一周周一测试。别的没有啥，应该有啥。然后今天下午正常休息半天，然后明天早上9 咱比赛还有这不到1，也就1英7左右吧。这几个参加独舞比赛的同学，负重每一天5bills负重的5bills，不负重的。然后不是晕练，是加感情的训练。就恁哪有问题，恁自己提前预判到，在练的时候把它避免掉，而不是晕个头晕，搁那瞎练。特别杨子怡，你是最没有底力的人，就是因为你平常你不会自己练。你看我扣了以后，看着那天不一样，我就那天扣了1bills，但是我赶快过1星期不管它，它都又会跟以前一样。所以这是你有一个很大的问题，都是这，你不会自己练，你得学会自己练，因为老师可能成天光给你自己一个人，是不是？然后下周的时候那个冯莹莹考举重是中等指导，但是康鑫哥可不敢下来，你能不清楚给你问，那英子老师天天都给着。然后曼有梦你也给你抓紧时间吧，整你来了。能听懂吗？现在我都开始扣你了，我扣你了。你还成天都是没有一点状态，仰脸，润风继续，就过筛子一样，就过一遍，过一遍，过一遍，就过后你还没有空，你自己反而就比以前跳得好了。所以不是白练的，不要成天不想练，得自己抽时间去练。别的没有啥了，今天就这样结束吧。结束。有啥想问？结束吧。我一直在听着这。